Lonnie Clark. Let me turn the camera back on. How you guys doing? Good thing I'm going to be doing these Google Hangout things late at night before I go to bed for a little while until we get something going, until there's millions of people in the street. I'm glad that that last video didn't really work because I kind of went blabbed on and on and on. I had a lot of stuff on my head, and I was like reading from this book, the I Ching, and you might have heard it on the radio show this morning, but it's really urgent. Let me just show you this. This is why I do this hangout, so that we can look at other stuff together. And I'm going to share this. And I don't think I can see you. Now, I went off on this Hanford Tunnel thing because I was reading this very simplified story about the Hanford contamination. And the way they said this, it's not this one. This is super simplified, but this one is like nearly half done with the contaminated. Now look what they're going to do. This is the tunnel taken when it was built 1 million years ago. This is not now. This is the tunnel that collapsed. File photo of Tunnel 1 under construction when they built it in World War II. After World War II, that's when this was built. Look what they just used, regular wood. In I think I read it was 1992, the government told them, 82 or 92, the government told Hanford that they had to replace all of this wood because they knew, the scientists knew that this was going to collapse and this would happen. They told them this. Okay, so now watch what they're going to do. Watch what they're telling us. See, this is what's collapsed, right? So they're filling this with grout. Grout. All filling this all in. Only what's happened is this is all collapsing. It's just collapsing. This is their idea of a good solution. Dirt began to fall into the tunnel around the edges of the trench after 15 truckloads of grout were injected in the tunnel early Wednesday morning. Listen to what they said about the nighttime. This is hilarious. Work to fill a Hanford nuclear waste tunnel that partially collapsed started, then stopped overnight Tuesday as some of the dirt used to initially stabilize the tunnel began to cave in. This was October 4th. No radiological readings above those anticipated were detected, and none of the workers were at risk, according to the Department of Energy. Lord. Okay, now let's get back to this. Yeah, nobody's at risk there. Oh, let's see. Let's get back to this lady's story. This is so simplified. Listen to what she says here. Workers are doing the job at night so that hundreds of trucks carrying out fresh grout can travel without traffic. At night. I honestly do not understand. I don't know if I can do this legally, but let's see what this looks like. I think I can show you this. This is the first time I've actually done this. Purex Tunnel 2017, October 4. They're showing big trucks backing up. Wow. Grout. Yeah. These are all outside contractors being contaminated, folks. That's what's going on here. Let's just be very clear. These people are not well protected, period. They are on a highly contaminated radioactive site. Do you see any of them with masks on? Look at them. You know what's going to happen to those people in about 10, 15 years? They're going to, okay, I'll show you what happens. Okay, let's stop sharing for right now. I'll come back to this. And I think that stopped sharing, right? Right. I'm going to go back to me so I can see what we're doing. I hope that you were able to see that, and I don't think anybody's here. It is 12:30 at night. I'm doing this because it automatically posts up to YouTube. So every night I'm probably going to be doing this later, in the evening. This is Larry Bergen. I showed you guys this before, I think. And what happens when you get exposed to uranium and nuclear pollution takes about 10 to 15 years, but eventually something like this begins to happen. This was Larry Bergen. That is number E. Look how organized Larry was. He numbered every single thing that he sent me of what it was exactly. So number E is what I look like when the company got rid of me. Check out his body, how damaged he was. Look at this. Look at his legs and his back. Can you guys see that? He was sick, sick, sick. He's better now. He's not working there anymore. He's been gone a long time. But this is ridiculous. And watch this. They went on strike. These people, Americans have been so naive. And we are shocked that Traitor Trump, I am not shocked, actually, thinking about how naive Americans are. Larry sent me this. Rain or shine, they're on the line at Spectralite Story, page 2, Larry Bergen, 2002 and 2003. On strike. They went on strike because they wanted better work conditions. That was it. I mean, he said they worked there for a long time on this, at this factory, and they didn't know that they were being exposed to radioactivity. They never wore anything. Look, he sent me a picture of himself, him at work, relaxing underneath this machine. The uranium would just come down his head, and he didn't know what it was. He just figured it was the dust, and they didn't really know what it was. And he's just sitting there at work saying, hey, he worked there for like 10 years. And then, what happened was, I believe, if I recall the story correctly, the government came in to clean the machines, but they came in with full headgear on, like they were entering in a nuclear zone. And everybody in the plant was like, well, they made everybody not come that day. That was the weird thing. And only Larry was there. Larry and one other person, I believe. And they were, they had like a skeleton crew on. And the government came in with like complete a radioactive suit on it. Oh, Lord. Anyways, I'm going to come on here every night and talk about this stuff. I don't want to talk for too long, and I don't want to have to edit it. So however long it is, and you guys can like it or not like it, I hope you thumbs up. If you're here and you want to engage, it'd be kind of interesting, or if you have questions. But I want us to come up with a day where we're going to massively take to the streets to demand that Donald Trump get impeached or get out. We have got to get these, the American Taliban they really seriously believe their rhetoric. I mean, they really believe that, it's frightening. I mean, they're not in any way progressive. Let's just put it to you that way. They really believe in violence. And right now, let me show you this. Oh, for goodness sakes. There's another story that I found. I'm going to share that story. I talked a little bit about it this morning on my radio show. It was actually this morning I actually talked about, oh man. Yeah, let's go back here. I think I'm going to stop screen sharing. I have to go to this. This one, Hanford. Okay. Okay. Look what this story says. North Korea warns of nuclear war at any moment. A North Korean diplomat warned Monday that nuclear war could break out at any moment if the United States continues to lead military activities around the Korean Peninsula, following a spike in tensions regarding Pyongyang's nuclear weapon advancement in recent weeks and threats of more tests to come. The situation of the Korean Peninsula, where the attention of the whole world is focused, has reached the touch-and-go point, and a nuclear war may break out at any moment, Kim In-ryong, North Korea's deputy ambassador to the UN, told the General Assembly on Monday. In prepared remarks that Kim didn't read out loud, he said North Korea would have, quote, no intention to use or threaten to use nuclear weapons, provided one does not take part in U.S. military actions against North Korea. Provided. The U.S. has stepped up military actions with allies like Japan and South Korea in the recent weeks, following North Korea's latest string of missile and nuclear tests. On Monday evening, U.S. Pacific Commander conducted its first night combined training mission with a B-1B bomber alongside Japan and South Korean planes in an area north of Japan. South Korea and the U.S. began a long naval exercise on Monday involving roughly 40 ships, including the USS Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier. Wow. The North Korean delegates' remarks following the ratcheting up of the rhetoric from the top U.S. officials in recent days, in line with increasing bellicose statements from President Donald Trump in remarks and on Twitter. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson told CBS Face the Nation Sunday that Trump supports his diplomatic efforts to broker peace with North Korea, despite tweets to appear to the contrary. As I have commented to others, the diplomatic effort will continue until the first bomb is dropped. Well, what do you mean until? Even after the first bomb is dropped, you should still continue talking to him. And in fact, you're probably going to be the ones to drop the first bomb. In a speech before the UN in September, Trump, blah, blah, I can't listen to that. This is just shocking. And then we have this beat going on, man. Hanford starting to collapse again. I mean, look what they're telling us. This is really interesting. The Purex plant holding 8 rail cars loaded with highly radioactive contaminated equipment was discovered partially collapsing on May 9. A sand and soil mixture was poured into a 20-foot hole by the next day. Plans were made to fill the tunnel with a concrete-like mixture to further stabilize it. That requires some time to fill the hole to be removed, creating an area to insert the trench box equipped with pipes for the grouting work. Dirt began to fall into the tunnel around the edges of the trench after 15 truckloads of grout were injected into the tunnel early Wednesday morning. Hanford officials knew some additional dirt fall was possible as grouting began and had soil and sand mixture and equipment staffed to be used if needed. More fill mixture has been added to the trench box by 11 a.m. Wednesday. Hanford leaders continue to discuss how to address the issue, but DOE said in a statement that it expects grouting to resume soon. Listen to this. An estimated 650 truckloads are expected to be required to fill the nearly 360-foot tunnel. Foot-long tunnel. Oh my gosh. It is 12:30. Listen to, I'm just going to go to a few more things. DOE is expected to have the tunnel grouted on schedule by the end of the year. There is no question about the difficulty of the work, but we will work safely and methodically to fill up the tunnel, said Doug Shoup, manager of DOE Hanford Richmond Operations. Senator Maria Cantwell of Washington, Democrat, has said she had been informed of the issue. I have been in touch with labor leaders and in contact with the Department of Energy and contractors on site. Workers' safety must be our number one priority, and I will continue to monitor the situation to ensure worker and environmental safety in the area. Really, look, do those workers look safe? Are you kidding me? Really? Wow. Forget you did. Wow. Let's see how long this is. Look at them. Do those workers look safe, folks? They don't look safe to me. They do not look protected. There's no air mass. That's ridiculous. They're within 50, they're within a few hundred yards of a collapsing tunnel, and I don't care how safe they think they are. They know that that's, I mean, are any of them wearing a Geiger counter? Do we see Geiger counters around on any of them? Any of them trying to look to see what the air rate is like wherever they're walking around? They're filling up a tunnel full of radioactivity. Like, for real. Oh my gosh. Maria Cantwell thinks this is safe. Wow, dude. We are super screwed. And this, my dears, is why I have decided to come do this on a nightly basis. I want us to pick a day so we can all take to the streets. And I mean, like, it's going to have to be persistent. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. Oh, here we are. Oh, listen to that. You guys can't see that. I'm going to stop that. Let me get back to you. Sorry. I don't know if you guys could have heard that, but look, we're in a dangerous time. This morning on my radio show, when I found an article from Foreign Policy that said Trump has no plan in the event that we have an EMF attack, and which could happen if someone sends a nuclear bomb into the atmosphere over a city like they did. It will just like boom, wipe out the grid. This story was saying that if they did that over the United States, it would wipe out 90% of our population. That's a serious threat. And our Congress closed the committee that has the oversight on EMF attacks. Just a few weeks after Kim Jong-un said that he had the ability to do that. Guess we don't need that committee anymore. Wow. I don't know what it's going to take. I'm not going to go on for too much longer. I kind of prefer longer videos, to be honest, because I know YouTube says just to make them short, but I think with longer videos, you can just sort of skip through it and find the sections you like or just listen to the whole thing, you know? But, because I can't seem to, I don't want those little tiny ones, like that whole little thing of getting it succinct. There's so much to leave out, like the idea that these people are telling us that the workers from Hanford were being protected. There is not a single mask, and I didn't see a single Geiger counter, and they're working next to it, collapsed tunnels. It's unconscionable and inhumane. And honestly, to think that Rick Perry is at the hands of the Department of Energy is a freaking shock. And to think that Donald Trump and Mike Pence, I mean, for goodness sakes, could you imagine Mike Pence as president? Oh my God. If that happens, I'm for real getting, I am actually getting my passport renewed this next couple of weeks because We got to be able to escape. Like, that's the thing. Like, I actually said this to somebody about a year ago. Like, we're going to need the Europeans to band together and save America, because you could see it coming. Like, these, you know, Trump and his little KKK banders, like, they believe in, I mean, he's such a racist. Fundamentally, he's so elitist, such a racist, such a misogynist, bigoted pig. Him, I mean, think about this, Mike Pence. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but I'm just saying his values are all, I don't think maybe he's a pathological liar and has emotional problems. I have no idea what happened to the guy. But what I do know, though, is he went to a football game where he knew that the likelihood of some of the men on the team would take a knee in honor of standing up for justice. As an American, that's their right to do it. He spent our tax dollars to go there and then left, to made a big show of leaving, posted on Twitter a picture of him and his wife at the game. Come to find out, it was the same picture he posted 3 or 4 years ago. They posted an old picture of themselves at the game. And they don't consider that a lie. That's not considered a lie. That's just like, they like that picture better than the ones they had taken that day. Really? I call that being a liar when you're the vice president of the United States. I think I'm a little prejudiced because his office said I threatened to murder his staff and got me investigated by the Capitol Police. So I know I'm on their target list. So I don't care. They're on my target list. You know what I mean? They need to be out of office. They're horrible. They're completely un-American as anything. I mean, they're really un-American. Trump is not American. He is not an American, though. His attitude is not American. His racist, bigoted attitude, he thinks he's like the old-time plantation owner. That is not an American attitude in the 21st century, period. That's just it. So I'm going to come up here, and because this nuclear stuff is getting way out of hand. I mean, we've got Hanford going on, and they're up there like filling it in with grout. We've got Rick Perry at the helm of the nuclear arsenal, just the nuclear waste, the nuclear arsenal, making big decisions. He has no idea. He has a degree in husbandry, a bachelor's of art degree in husbandry, period. I mean, this is like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, man. The patients are running the insane asylum. So I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to come on here on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to talk to you about things that with a freedom that I can't on the radio, because now I'm on KEPW and I can't cuss. So I kind of have to watch my thoughts, because a lot of times I'll say the F word or something like that, and I don't even hear it, because when I'm talking about this stuff, I start spitting nails. Like, I want us to come up with a date to just start protesting. Like, we need to get out into the streets. We need to decide. We need to pressure whoever organizes all these, like the Women's March. We have got to come out. We got to not let these people just run us into the ground and destroy us. At the rate that they're doing, they're destroying our country right from underneath us. I mean, Steve Bannon even said that, didn't he? The people on the left have no idea how fast we can hurt them. And he said, this is not my battle. This is not my war. It's your war. He was effectively declaring war on the American people. Steve Bannon is a traitor. He is a known Stalinist. He is a self-avowed Stalinist. He wants to do the wrecking ball cabinet, destroy everything, and let the bankers come in and take care of it all. And you little peons do as we tell you. Up yours. Fuck you. See, this is why I need to do this on my YouTube channel, because I can't say that on the radio. I'm not going to say that on the radio because otherwise it gets bleeped off. It causes them trouble. So no, but unless somebody wants to pay EPW $600 so they can buy what do you call that, where it's a bleeper, a 6-7 thing, it automatically, it looks for the words that you're not allowed to say, which is the F word. You're not allowed to say that for sure. You know, those rat bastards. You could say rat bastards, actually. I think that's pretty, but it's not considered proper. I don't know when we're going to get out in the streets, but we got to figure something out. I'm going to contact Planned Parenthood. I'm going to send something to the ACLU. I'm going to talk to, actually, I'm going to talk to CALC at the Community Alliance of Lane County and see if we can get something together, because this has got to end. We've got to stop it. We've got to pressure our Congress to get these people out, and not just Trump. We're talking Mike Pence. Mike Pence lied himself. We are basically letting liars get away with lying. And now it's getting serious because they're killing our kids. I mean, openly and with complete disregard. I mean, our Congress, I saw a congressman, I think it was a congressman on a interview or a news interview. He was arguing that the interviewer was exaggerating the depth of the harm caused in Puerto Rico. So we have elected officials who do not even believe the facts and the pictures. They think it's all being made up. That's the state of affairs in the United States. So I'm going to keep coming to do this in the evening. I'm going to try to make it shorter, but by the end of the day, man, I'm just spitting nails, and I apologize for this being 50 minutes. This is why I do this live feed. So I'm going to end now. I don't know when I'm going to see you guys again. Put your courage feet on, man. Take some action. Your voice matters. Call your elected officials. Tell them, we have got to get impeachment of the whole gang, not just Trump. We need to get Trump, Mike Pence. We need to get the military out. The military is making decisions 3 levels down from the executive. That's outrageous. Our Constitution specifically states we should not have the military running the government. And read the Federalist Papers. Understand what that means. They're not hard to get. Anyways, I guess I'm just going to say democracy works if you do, right? So I don't know how we can do it. I'm just like you. I don't really know how. I'm not like an organizer. But I don't hear anybody saying, hey, we're going to take to the streets and, fuck Trump. Fuck his whole KK administration. Those fuckers. They can, as far as I'm concerned, their whole bullshit, they're going after women. They're going after gays. They're going after children. They're going after people of color. They're going after the land. I mean, he's proud of having the XL pipeline come through and all the pipelines. They're proud of the work. He thinks it's good. What did he say? Don't worry about roughing them up, putting their heads in. He was hoping they'd go, yay, thank you, President Trump. He was shocked when the sheriff's department said, that's not what we want to be known for. He was stunned. He has no idea because he's such a freaking abuser. And so I feel very adamantly that we must speak out against him, because he's using the exact same tactics that happened in Germany. And frankly, it's being funded by the same stupid, greedy families, because they're all eugenicists. And I think it is up to us to do what we can. And I don't know. I hope you guys leave a comment in the comment section if you watch this, and let's pick a day to go protest. Something that works. pick one of the holidays. I don't know, Black Friday maybe. Anyways, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. Put your courage feet on.